Hello viewers, this is your friendly volunteer Jon, and I'd like to share with you the history of Charley's place today. Right now I'm standing at the gate of the entrance of the dirt road off of Highway 44, and I'm going to take you down to a historical marker that's about 100 yards ahead that was placed by the Trails West organization. While we do this, and I tell you the history, I will show you some of the landscape, and you can imagine, hopefully, what it may have looked like 170 years ago. Unfortunately, we have all the smoke from the forest fires, so we don't get as great a view of the ranch lands, but we will make do. Charles B. Ogburn, commonly called Charley, was one of the first settlers in the Shingletown area. In 1848, he built a cabin. He constructed a road from Fort Reading to the cabin and planted orchards. A few years later, as travelers began to pass through the area via the nearby Nobles Immigrant Trail, he established a roadhouse called Charley's Place. Among his many endeavors, he built a distillery on the premises. His stopping place became famous all over the state for its peach brandy and quality blacksmithing. Charley traveled back to his former home in North Carolina and returned to California with his younger brother John W. Ogburn and friend Isaac Schaus in 1853. Together they planted large gardens and sold the vegetables to passing immigrants and local woodsmen. In 1856, Charley sold the establishment to John, eventually returned to North Carolina, and resided there until his death in 1873. And we're coming up upon the historical marker, which I'll give you a close-up. John Ogburn married Emma Jones on November 10th, 1856, and raised a large family. Some family members and other area notables are buried in the Ogburn Inwood Cemetery across Highway 44, just east of here. Another notable attraction of Charley's Place was bull and bear fights. The fighting arena was circular, 60 feet across, and built of 20-foot tall logs around a deep trench. Elevated seats allowed spectators to sit outside the stockade and look down on the spectacle. People came from as far away as Sacramento and San Francisco to attend the fights. Event attendance numbered in the hundreds, and betting was heavy. Barbecues and dances were held afterwards and lasted until the next morning. The last fight occurred in September 1859, when the sport was outlawed. If you choose to visit this historical site, we ask you to park outside the gate and then not enter if the gate is actually closed. This is to avoid entering private property. The cemetery that I mentioned is open to the public if you'd like to visit that as well. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of history and learned something that you may not have known about Charley's Place. Until my next video, take care and stay safe.